the Canik SFX Rival-S. Let's check it out. Canik has been a defense contractor for over 20 years, and in 2012 Century Arms began to import their pistols into the US. And guys, it's been a wild ride. I mean, there are so many different models and so many different evolutions of the Canik pistols. Honestly, when I got the SFX Rival, I thought this has to be the pinnacle. And then they've introduced the SFX Rival-S, which is for a all-steel frame. Some of you are going, why in the world do we want an all-steel frame pistol? I mean, we started out with all steel, and then we went to steel and aluminum, and then steel to polymer, and now back to steel. And a number of companies have introduced those kind of models. But it's great for competitive shooters, but it's also great just to take out to the range. The heft really reduces the recoil. It gives you just a solid feel on the handgun, and it would be great for home defense. Carrying this concealed, I think it's a little big, but some guys can do it. So we're gonna take a look at the Canik SFX Rival-S. And guys, there are a ton of great features on this gun, aside from it looking like something from Buck Rogers in outer space. And we want to give a big thanks to Century Arms for sending the SFX Rival-S for this review. The Canik SFX Rival-S. Yes, in Turkey, Canik is pronounced Janik, but Turkey is pronounced Turkey in Turkey as well, so we're going to go with the US pronunciation. This is a all-steel frame pistol, and this is a forged frame. And so that gives it a lot of strength. Now let's go ahead and make sure the gun's unloaded. We're going to drop our 18+1 magazine, check the chamber, and it's empty. This gives you a full-size pistol. It is large. It's got the extended slide, has a 5-inch barrel. It's a fluted barrel, which we'll really take a look at in a minute. But there's a lot of really cool things going on here. First off is this grip insert. I mean, look at that design on there, and it has some really aggressive texturing. And so we can pull this off. There are 2 additional back straps, so it gives you some different modularity when you're holding the gun for those who have large hands or those who have smaller hands. This checkering on the front strap is excellent, and also on the front of the trigger guard. It has a fairly high cut here under the trigger guard, with that double cut here to allow for correct sight alignment. A lot of times if you have an undercut here, it changes the direction that you're pointing, your natural point of aim. And so this allows and changes that to put it in the correct configuration. Nice swooped up area right here to get a good high ride on the pistol. Now, Caniks have, again, they put out so many different models. And starting out with the TP55, I believe it was, which I have one. They were just excellent then, but it has just increased in quality. It's increased in features to where, I mean, these are some of the most feature-rich handguns that are on the market. And a lot of that has to do with when you get the case, all the things, and we're going to take a look at what is all included. Now, this is the Meta. The Meta was one of those guns that came out right before the Rival. And honestly, I have a Rival, but I have a buddy of mine that's borrowing it. So this is just a brand new gun, so I'm going to get it out. And the closest I have to it is the Meta, which I really like this gun. When it came out, you have an RMR direct attachment here with the Optics Ready. It doesn't have a lot of the cuts and a lot of the slide serrations, but this is an excellent pistol in itself. But guys, that polymer frame though, it makes a huge difference between these two pistols. And actually we're going to shoot this one side by side just to give us a feel for polymer versus steel. Now it is Optics Ready, and we have 5 different mounting plates. You do have a sight, an adjustable sight that's mounted to the base, but you also have fixed sights on one of the bases, which you can switch that out if you're going to put RMRs on there or any kind of red dot. Fiber optic front sight, and this will fit any of your Canik type pistols. It's just dovetailed in. You'll notice the slide cuts. I mean, this is a weight savings on the slide, and 2, you can kind of see the barrel through there. And then we have some really deep serrations, and it's one of the things I really like about this pistol in particular. They've gone to those more aggressive serrations, and so you can really grab hold of this and pull it back. Now obviously a steel handgun is going to be really heavy, but that has to do a lot with competitive shooting. And again guys, if competitive shooters are wanting that heavier gun to be able to get on target quicker, then why not have something like this as a home defense firearm? I mean, you're just going to get on target quicker. Have an extended slide stop, takedown levers. Right here is a small little pad to be able to rest your finger. It's a recoil reducing pad. A little different, has a screw here, so it's an insert, polymer insert. We also have one on this side. And it is ambidextrous as well, even with a slide stop. One of the things about this though is if this was steel, it may be a little aggressive to your thumb. So I can kind of see why they went with a polymer. We have our mag release, which is extended. You have 2 other options included to either extend or recess the mag release. And it is switchable to the other side, but it's not ambidextrous here as far as coming on both sides. The Magwell, this is actually an addition. It doesn't come with this on, but it does come with this in the box. And so I added it on just to show you, I mean, with this type pistol, having a Magwell is really nice. But I didn't attach it, so I'm going to drop the mag again and I'm going to pull it off because there's a small set screw where you can attach it. But if you'll look, it has a really deep bevel in the magazine well already. So whether you need the Magwell or not to add that extra to it, this just gives you another option. The grip itself, I'm telling you guys, this thing just nestles in your hand. It feels great. It's heavy, yes. Has some cuts here that bring it down to give it a little more pointability at the end, easier to put inside holsters. It also has small cuts right here where you can see the barrel. A lot of this is just styling. Nice little slants along the top just to cut back on the thickness of the slide. But guys, this slide is just extremely well done. Very well finished. Even here on the barrel, on the top of the barrel, you have cuts here, again, just to match up to the rest of the pistol. And those serrations come all the way up to the slide cut here at the top, or the slide port. And then here at the bottom, you also have recesses cut into the slide. I mean, the milling work on this slide alone, there was a lot of hours spent on this. And you'll see that the high areas are polished and that the recessed areas have that satin finish to it, which I think is really a nice touch. Canik SFX Rival-S right here on the slide. You know, it's there, but there's something about it because it's that black outline that really makes it look nice. And honestly, with the black accents and the silver, I think this is a beautiful gun. I'll be honest with you, I actually requested the dark side because I was like, that's kind of flashy. When I got this in, I was like, I am so glad I got this particular model. It is beautiful, and you know that this one is the all steel frame because it just looks like a large piece of steel. And it is. I mean, it's got some heft to it. We'll weigh it in a few minutes. Of course, you have your 4-slot Picatinny rail. Also here at the back, this is your cocked striker indicator, so when we pull the trigger, it just disappears. Doesn't mean that the gun's loaded or unloaded. It just means that you're ready to fire if you have a round in the chamber. A nice, solid extractor. Just an overall beautiful gun. Now, one of the big things about this is if this chrome color is not your favorite, you can choose the dark side, and those are really nice as well. But again, it's going to have that really full, heavy frame to it. The magazines, they're 18 rounds, and these are typically MacGar magazines. This gun will accept all the full-size Canik magazine. So if you already have a Canik pistol, you can put those full-size mags in here and they'll work. And they also have 20 rounders in different sizes. In fact, we were using the Meta mags in this pistol because we had some extras, and so it just gave us more mags to use when we were taking this out to the range. With the original Rival, the trigger was honestly unbelievable, and it's the same with this one. We have take up to right here, so it's got a fairly short take up, and man, is that a crisp break. For a striker fire pistol, it's amazing. Reset right there. I mean, you barely let off and you have a reset. I'm telling you guys, this trigger is just excellent. And it's all metal, so it gives it that really solid feel to it. Trigger pull weight with our Lyman trigger gauge and Brownells. 3 pounds. I mean, it is something else. Now, if you're going to carry this self-defense, you know, I really like to have a little more trigger pull. We'll try a second round. 3.7 pounds. So, under 3.5 pounds. And guys, you know, it's just a smooth, incredible trigger. To me, it's one of the best triggers, period, on any striker fire pistol that I've shot. The weight on the Rival-S, 2 pounds, 9.8 ounces. Weight on the SFX Mate, 1 pound, 14.8 ounces. A considerable difference.
I want to thank Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo, all made in the USA, one of the largest suppliers of ammunition in the country. And also, of course, the Magwell is the bomb.
Obviously, the heft of this pistol and the rigidity of the frame makes the big difference. Canik is just a really well known for quality, for price, and for reliability. Those magazines go in really easy, even without the Magwell that's included. The serrations, I mean, they're all over this thing. It's really beefy. It just shoots flat. I mean, when you shoot the polymer frame versions next to it, and of course I have the SFX Mate, you know, it's definitely a lot more flex in your hand, and it's just a little more muzzle rise. I'm so used to shooting polymer frame pistols, but when you put a steel frame pistol in your hand, it makes a huge difference. I've got a number of different type pistols like this, and it's really funny to see us going from steel and aluminum, then polymer, then back to steel. I mean, it's just really cool, all the options that we have. And gun companies, because of the processes, the CNC machining, they're able to do a lot more than they've ever done. Talking about a great competition pistol, this is definitely one of them. Super flat shooting. Man, I was super excited to get a hold of one of these. Canik, they just continue to actually surprise me.
Now for disassembly, we're going to drop our magazine, check the chamber, and the gun's empty. First thing you want to do is to bring back your slide, and you want to bring it back to where you can pull down on these 2 takedown tabs. So you pull them down, release, pull the trigger, push the slide forward. Now it doesn't go all the way forward on the frame, so you lift it up. It has corresponding little sections that actually allow this to fit without having to pull it all the way off the slide. Then we have our recoil spring and guide rod. It is all steel. I love the flat recoil spring, and it's actually has flats on the guide rod. Here we have our barrel. Again, it's a 5-inch barrel, match grade. Look at that fluting, just straight fluting. I love that. It's absolutely beautiful. Inside the slide, you can see the relief cuts. I mean, honestly, the slide is not that heavy, but very well done. Here with the frame, it is heavy. I mean, you can feel it. We have some relief cuts right here, which is for the Picatinny rail, but you can see beautiful, well made. And we have really shot a lot of rounds through this, but I'm telling you guys, Canik just does an exceptional job. And so that's all you need to do to field strip and to clean. Just in reverse order, we're going to drop in our barrel, our recoil spring and guide rod. And then, again, we don't bring it all the way over the frame. Set it down in front of your slide rails, and then just bring it back. And the takedown levers will lock into place, test for function, and we're good to go. Comes in a hard case. Canik calls it the Tier 2 case. Here on the front we have really nice secure latches. And then, I mean, this is just an excellent setup. The close foam padding that's cut, laser cut. You have your extra back straps. Here is your Magwell or extended Magwell. We have 2 aluminum base plates. The ones that are on here are actually polymer, and you can switch those out. We also have a small tool kit, and inside we have a number of different tools, and we have a couple of extra screws, and you have a fiber optic rod choice here as well, and that all goes in the bottom. Also in the top there was the extended mag releases, and again all the different fixtures to be able to install it. And then we have a bottom section. Here we have a really nice holster, and it is just a standard belt holster, has a really nice finish to it. Fits in really well, and you can set the tension right here, but you know, that is nice in itself. It'll get you started. If you want to get something different, you can, but in the meantime you have something. Magazine loader. We also have our optics plates here, and again we have 5 different ones. One I do want to show you though has the rear sight that's on here. So when you do take the mounting plate off, you're going to lose your rear sight, and so this gives you that option. Also comes with a nice punch, cleaning rod, and cleaning brush, and we have our lock. Guys, to be fair, I mean, this is an all-in-one kit. The manufacturer suggested a retail price is $899.99. When it comes to market price, you're going to be able to find it for considerably less, like you can with most guns that are out on the market. Pros and cons. Let's start with the cons. It's heavy. I mean, it's just heavy. But let's start with the pros. It's heavy. I mean, this is a purposeful designed handgun to be weighty. Gives you a lot of manageability at the range. It just allows for low recoil. It allows for you to be able to get that gun really up and on target. It's got the heft, which allows you to know there's a lot going on here. And that's why competitive shooters love steel frame pistols. It's just really quick to get back on target, and it's just a full heavy size. And so that's a pro and a con. It's according to what you're looking for. As far as other cons, there are none, in my opinion. I mean, it's just a good, solid gun for the money. Love the serrations. They're good, heavy serrations. The trigger is excellent. I love the grip panels. You can switch those out. They're very well done. It gives that black to silver contrast that's really nice. And if you don't like the silver, which, you know, the silver is definitely very flashy, you know, you can go with the dark side. And you can go with the black finish. Sights, excellent sights. Of course, it's red dot ready, has a number of different options. The one big plus for this pistol too is all the different options that they offer and are included. Again, even the holster. So you just have a lot of options with these handguns, and I think that's a huge plus. A lot of ambi controls. You've got a full-length guide rod here that's going to give you a lot of options as well. 18+1 in the magazine, you get 2. You get the hard case. I mean, there's just a lot of things about this pistol I think that are a big plus. Is this the right gun for you? Well, you know, it does weigh over 42 ounces. It's heavy, and it's according to what you're wanting to do. If you're looking for a concealed carry pistol, you need to look elsewhere. Unless you're just one of those guys, you know, that likes something really large and in charge. But for me, I think it's a beautiful gun. Take to the range. Definitely still challenge, different type competitive shooting. This would be an excellent choice. And for the money, compared to a lot of others in this same category, it's a very reasonable price. And Canik now has 11 years under its belt. And guys, they've just proven themselves to be great firearms. And guys, in the grand scheme of things, it just gives us more choices. And if you want to go with that lighter polymer frame, which is a proven design for sure, that option is there, and the original Rival is just fantastic. Honestly, the Meta, I mean, it is an excellent handgun, and I'm a big fan. In fact, I have one of the standard sizes that I just really like. And so, again, there are so many options out there. It's great to see those options expanded with the all-steel frames. So guys, there's a number of steel frame pistols coming out on the market, and Beretta, Walther, I mean, there's just a lot of different models. And again, a lot of these are really geared toward your competitive shooters. But if you're a competitive shooter and you can get those shots on really fast, what a better handgun to have for home defense or for self-defense. And great to shoot at the range, mild recoil, really heavy pistol, but man, it feels solid in your hand. So this is definitely a great option if you're looking for a steel frame pistol. And we want to give a big thanks to Century Arms for sending the SFX Rival-S for this review. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. We're going to take a look at the Sig Lord Mercer that's in there tight. And inside we have a number of different twos and screws. But in 1912, Century Arms imported these. This is pretty freaking awesome for 1912. And it gives you a lot of management. To my knowledge, I mean, to my, honestly, the Meti, I mean, the Meti. This is the Meti. Canik has been a major defense. Canik, not defense, defense. You got to get on your defense. And so we're going to take a look. I don't know, I don't like any of that.